Okay, is this camera ready?
Is this camera ready?
3,
2,
1.
Dodgeball!
Oh my god, that was terrible.
Yeah, we'll use that one though.
Okay, go for it.
All right, so welcome to 3-2-1 Dodgeball. Today we are going to talk about SDL, the U.S. teams, and the 1 ADL team. We are joined by SDL local experts, Matt Creamer. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, look at that dapper chap. And we are also joined by Kyle.
Hey, everybody.
He's got no camera, so we're probably just going to put a funny picture on for him.
All
Right, Gino?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll do that.
Sick.
right.
Cool. So let's just go straight into it and start with, let's go with Creamers. Let's go with your SDL team. Reigning champs.
Ooh.
Golden
Yeah, you just want me to like bust out the lineup?
Yeah, can you just
Yeah, dude, go
let us
for
know
it,
what
man.
the lineup is? And
Okay, well, it's the same lineup as last year. So the target is squarely on our back. It's myself, Shane Solberg, Cody, Vinnish, Brandon Wen, Ryan DeMello, and the ladies are Tina and Brenna. I think that's everyone. I mean, I never really said it out loud before. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's our crew. I don't know what else you want me to say.
all right, well, what has changed from last year until now? What's different about you guys?
That's now dad.
You know what? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, now I am a dad. So I have dad
Oh.
strength. So careful, everyone. It's real.
Right.
It's very real. And Sunday is Father's Day, so you know. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's dad strength times 2. Yeah. You know what? The thing is, I don't think we changed that much, but I think the VDL and the other leagues changed the way that they played. Because I noticed we didn't change anything, and we did not do so well in the season and the playoffs. Like we did well in the season. I think we were second overall, something for SDL, because the team came back. For those that don't know, we started out in SDL as a team, and then we just brought that team into TOC. And I don't think we changed much. We kept me over on the right side, and we couldn't pull it together. And so I think it's everyone else that's changed a bit. So we've actually just had to do another course correction last minute. We've just switched up our lineup, so our positions are different. So we're coming into TOC basically now as a kind of different crew, or just different angles than we were before because it wasn't really working. But yeah, same crew.
What's changed position-wise?
Well,
Or is that,
one
secret.
I mean, it'd be fun if it was a secret, but you'll know as soon as it's like, oh, Matt's not in 1 anymore. He's over in 5 and 6, which is funny because that's how we started. So, like, if you want the actual breakdown, before TOC last season, Cody was our 1, and I was playing in 5 and 6 with Shane. And it was the practice tournament in RDL right before TOC that we're like, you know what? Let's just switch it. I'll go over and play 1, and then blah, blah, blah. And so that was how we played for TOC, and that worked out really well. And that was a last-minute change. So this year we played with me in 1 because we won TOC, so it's kind of like, all right, well, that's maybe a good lineup. And we switched it basically in the last SDL practice tournament that we had last week, just like willy-nilly, let's switch it up. And so now I'm over on the 6 and 5 again, which is where I started, and we did really well, so that's probably how we're going to play in this TOC.
And now who's playing 1?
It's Shane, actually.
Shane.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. Big dog stepping up.
didn't expect that.
He plays a really good control 1 over there, so it's something that he can control the entire pace if he gets court territory.
Yeah, you can't take your eyes off Shane because he's got a lot of tools in the toolkit, and he can do a lot of weird stuff, and he's not afraid to try weird stuff. I'll always say to him when he's the last guy with a ball on our team, pitch him the funny one, Shane, pitch him the funny one, and he can't help but like do this weird grip that he has, and the ball just comes out like a silly thing. So like he'll go for stuff, which is good. So him in 1 is kind of it's hard. It's a question mark. It's a hard one to deal with.
For me,
So
I
that
think,
leaves.
like,
Oh, sorry.
sorry,
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
For me, like
The hardest, the cool, like one thing I love about Shane is he's not afraid to go for any single catch. He'll put his body into it. He'll put his hands in front of it, try to catch it. For me, that's his biggest tool, and it helps him out really well, and helps you guys out really well. So.
Been playing so well lately too. Like even in nationals, seeing him play with the 7-inch ball, like I've seen him make so many catches in the last year, and he's always been a really good catcher, like a really wily catcher. But yet lately, he's just seems like he's catching quite a lot.
It's been styling up those catches too, like jumping and then catching it by his legs. Pretty sick. Yeah, some pretty good highlights.
Made that one.
Yeah, and playoffs, VDL playoffs.
Really
Yeah. Stay tuned for the top 10, you know.
But yeah, Shane disagrees with me, but I legit think he's like the best catcher in BC right
That's
now.
interesting. I wouldn't have thought of it before you said that, but that makes perfect sense to me. I think he's definitely got to be in the running for a best catcher. Just looking at some of the stuff he's done, it's just been he's had a really good year for sure.
Yeah. Hyping you up, Shane.
Yeah.
Any more insights on the team?
Insights? What do you mean? Like, what would you think? What do you want to know about the team?
I guess that leaves Ryan and Brandon in the middle.
For the most part, unless I'm playing 5, which is kind of a middle. The way I play it, anyways, it's kind of scoot up in a little into the middle, but not a true mid. Yeah, they usually play the mid. They're like auxiliary players for us. Ryan's so funny too. He's always or DeMello as he's known. He likes to think of himself as like a sacrificial player, but I keep telling him like, man, you're like so clutch that you shouldn't think like that. And that's just the way he's very self-deprecating and like, no, I'll sit. You guys do it. You do it. It's like, so he's kind of our reserve player, but and then Brandon Wen is he's like the known quantity of like good dodgeball players. You always get like the Brandon Wen seal of approval whenever he's on your team. It's just he plays a very consistent style, and he hasn't been there for any of our practice tournaments. So we don't even. That's what I'm saying is like we don't even really know what to expect. But you know you get a nice solid loaf of Brandon when you get him on your team.
But don't you think he talks too much?
What does he do?
Dude, the funny thing with Brandon is he's got like a whole terminology of dodgeball, like a whole lexicon of things to say about dodgeball, but he doesn't tell you what they are until you're on the court next to him. And he's like, and I don't know what he just said, so I have to guess. Like, I hope he wants me to throw at this person. But I've played on his team enough times now that basically what we do when we're playing now, I just give him a look like, and then it's like throw straight ahead, and that's no more talking, just nods.
Yeah, out one ear into the other, right? Out the other. But is he still injured? I know like during the video playoffs he has like
Back problems.
some chronic back problems. I don't know.
Brandon says
It's so sore, and then he comes out and plays like really good dodgeball. Yeah, I think that was one of the reasons why he didn't come out. I don't think he had other commitments. I think he just wanted to make sure his back was like 100%. So he's taking the time off. So as far as an injury goes, he's better than he would have been if he kept playing. I don't know if he's still injured. He's lying, sure. But I mean, he played really well injured, so
Sorry,
he gets it.
Oh, he's lying. No. just like Joey at Unicorn, he's lying. But yeah, no, like Old and Beautiful is a really solid team. For as much power as they have, they do tend to focus more on their possession and territory game. And if you give up that early court during the opening rush, it's a real hard climb to get back into the game against them. They're very good at snuffing teams out when they get that advantage.
Like Old and Beautiful, like they're reigning champ for a reason. Like a lot of those players, just looking at mainly Creamer, Shane, DeMello, Brandon, like they have really good control over the court. But and you guys have Cody, Vinnish, and all those players are capable of making those like big kills, big plays. Like it's a scary team because like when a team usually relies on like having control on the court, I just assume that they don't really go. Oh, they don't really go for the big plays or anything. But like watching some of the stuff that you guys did during finals and grand finals, like those are crazy.
Thing is, we've been talking about the guys a lot, but we haven't talked about the ladies at all yet, right? That's they were a big carrying factor also at the playoffs, right? Especially coming out with those catches.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was Ada, right?
Brenda.
No, it's Brenna and Tina.
Sorry, yeah.
Tuna.
Brandon.
Armpit catch.
It still qualifies. They did come out with big catches.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They came up huge at every moment. There was one time, I think, Game 4 in the front door of the finals, where Tina was by herself, made a huge catch and brought it back, and Brenna just made 6 catches just out of nowhere, just off of her side, off of her face, anywhere that someone threw, she just seemed to have the ball stick to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Brenna's actually won more MVPs than anyone that I know of in like the local tournaments, like SDL and CDL. Just every time she wins a tournament, it's usually her holding the MVP ball at the end. She's very clutch, and I think that's just the way she plays. Like whenever we used to play Powerball or Power Dodgeball, Gino, you remember like you just throw as soon as you pick up the ball. When you get in that mode where you're just throwing, like your adrenaline is pumping, and I think that's kind of the way she plays. She plays like a really like in your face style, which is kind of unusual for the female players, and I think it's an aggressive sort of defense that she has. But then Tina as well. I played 1, so the right corner last TOC, and Tina was the 2, and she's just positionally like one of the most aware players that I've ever played with. And so her and I really did, like, there was a good synergy with her and I in the 1. And so I think Shane's actually benefiting from that now, that he can be a threat now that Tina has covered the angles and stuff. So, yeah, super solid girls for sure.
All right. Anybody else have any other last-minute thoughts?
Yeah. So are you guys going to go 0-2? No.
0-2.
Nah, you guys are the champs. You're not going to go 0-2.
Maybe 1-2.
1-2.
Maybe. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, maybe 2 times.
Or maybe 2 times.
2 times. Yeah. Yeah. Next team then?
Yeah, all right. Let's move on to Kyle,
Votes
your team.
Or Kyle, okay.
Yeah, let's move to Kyle's team. Kyle, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. My team this year is Jackie Alano, Carmen Lee, or Carmen Co, I should say. Myself, Chris Schwartz, Big T, Game 5, Terrence Sabito, Nathan Wilkins, and last but not least, Patrick David.
Oh, you got the 2 monkeys. The 2 monkeys.
2 monkeys.
What's your team name? I'm looking for your team right now.
Oh, our team name is Tteam.
What is that? What does that stand for? I don't get it.
Neither do I.
Is it like T's team?
Pretty much.
Got it.
It's gone through the gamut. It started off initially as Kyle Schmidt's team because we didn't submit a team. And then it became, was it the team with the best name? And it just kind of rolled from there. And when we needed a team for the Summer League, we once again didn't submit anything. It ended up being Kyle's team, but I wasn't playing. And they just changed it over to Tteam.
Nice. Let's go through the roster. The only player that I don't know is Carmen.
Carmen, you know Carmen.
You know Carmen is.
That's not Cole's wife.
Oh, that Carmen. I didn't know her last name. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Kyle, Sung, you're fired.
Bye, guys.
Just logs out.
How come he
But
gets the easy way out?
Yeah, Enzo goes from just being chill to having to host.
Yeah, man, what the fuck? Anyways, yeah. So tell us about your team, Kyle.
I think there are some white people on the team. There's some Asian people on the team. We're a good mix. We're about, multiculturalism.
How did the team come about? Like,
like how was it formed?
yeah.
What is it? I think typically the way like SDL works is that if you don't win TOC, you kind of get thrown back into the barrel and mixed around.
Okay.
So this team came about based on primarily the trifecta of Jackie, Chris Schwartz, and Patrick having good chemistry, and the rest of us kind of got thrown in there. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, was it not this past season, but the season before is Tuesday champions with Debs and Raph, I believe. But yeah, no, from there it was. We kind of knew that this was going to be primarily a team at one point, and we actually I actually tried to get Chris onto one of my teams. Chris was there until he was suggested to go and form his own team. Then he left. So really, this past week was the first time that we had actually played together, and it wasn't even our full lineup. I
see.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of experience on the team. Terrence and I and Jackie, we've won TOC before. Nathan's finished second. Patty went to he's won SDL and he went to nationals this year. Carmen is extremely underrated, and with it being Big T, like Big T comes up clutch when it matters most.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
in Unicorn he was pretty clutch.
Oh yeah, yeah. T's already decided that he's only playing 1 game per set on the first day.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
Only game 5.
Only game 5.
Unicorn, no subs.
I know. That was brutal for him.
He looked so bad playing that last game at that Unicorn. He was like, why haven't I either won or lost?
I know. I was so tired too. Thank God that Catherine made that catch. That was her first catch of the whole weekend, eh?
Don't throw. Oh man, but yeah, I play with playing with Chris and Patrick and Jackie. Yeah, those 3 definitely have some really good chemistry.
Oh yeah.
Jackie just shouts at them, "You monkeys, play seriously."
Yeah, and those 2 need to be kept in line. Like, I didn't realize how young they were. Like for like the lower mainland teams, like they're real young. Like I think Chris is 24, I think Patty's 23, something like that. Yeah. So you look at the rest of it, like Big T's up there. I've been around for a bit. Nathan's now actually one of the older people on the team, so that shows you how old Nathan is. I can see Endo's face going, "Yeah, he's old. He's so old." He's so old.
Oh, and if you guys get a chance to meet Nathan Wilkins, just call him Pickles. That's his favorite nickname. So
he's the one with the big ass. He's the one with the big ass.
Yeah.
Big butt.
Yeah. And when he plays, he always falls like the London Bridge.
His shirt's like 1 or 2 sizes too small.
Yeah, he does.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
get a new shirt, dude.
He constantly looks like he's scared too.
Yeah, he's like. But question, because I know Nate. I don't know if Nathan actually played a lot of SDL, so I don't know how he's gonna work with you guys. I mean, he played with some people, but not much with the SDL people. And how did he end up in that team anyway?
Oh man, I totally missed that. What was the question?
He was asking, how did Nathan Wilkins end up on that team? Because from what we know, like he hasn't played too much of SDL.
He played last season though.
Yeah, he played last season with me on Thursday. But yeah, no, Nathan is someone that he actually he has played in SDL a fair number of times over the years. Like he played in the first Flash League out there. He played on one of the John Liu teams. And yeah, Gino's having flashbacks to one hot passion night with John Liu.
Yeah.
Wasn't hot either.
Is that the team name, or is that like
that was last Unicorn Sunday?
Okay.
But yeah, no. So Nathan has a bit of experience out there, and he actually did play with Minute one night a couple seasons ago, and fit in pretty well with the Minute style, which is a pretty stereotypical SDL style.
Okay. He's a very smart player.
Yeah, absolutely, and he takes the abuse quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He does like it.
About that pain.
Yeah. Will he most likely be playing the corner? Because you guys have 2 middle players like Terrence and Patrick already, right?
That's the kind of the good thing about our roster is that like T has already said in the chat he plays 3 and only plays 3.
Yeah.
But everyone else can play pretty much every other position, so we have a lot of variability, and we can use Saturday to figure out exactly what we're gonna do on Sunday.
Sounds good. And your injury is like 100% healed now, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
yeah, no, it's still, it's still pretty much the same stuff I've been dealing with before, but it doesn't really affect me enough to prevent me to play it. It'll just be a matter of like seeing what's out there and yeah, going for it, I guess. It'll make Matt happy to see if I play competitively. I can see that smile.
You guys should have seen. He had a little competitive moments in the last practice tournament. I was happy to see.
You don't see that very often.
No, it's like a unicorn. Like, oh man, Kyle's trying. This is great. But the thing is, he gets results either way. But I just like seeing it when he tries really hard.
Yeah.
I think this is a great lineup. You know, the more I look at it, the more I think it's just it's a team with a lot of legs. It doesn't seem like there's like a big weakness here. Like it feels like this team has a lot of catching and defense and a lot of survivability, just based on having to play all of you guys not together in one team before, but separately. I think this team just seems really hard to kill, actually.
Yeah, no, it's something that we kind of looked at. We're going to be pretty good, I think, with possession. So it'll be a matter of getting people to do certain things in order for us to capitalize on them. That's me being vague.
Yeah, what stands out to me is that I see a lot of catching on the team. Everybody's got pretty good hands, and just, you know, don't throw in the box because you'll probably get caught.
Yeah, it's been a fun little adventure, seeing how everything's going, and the fact that we were almost all out very quickly at Unicorn in our separate teams. So hopefully we're a little bit fresher going into this than we would have been otherwise. Yeah, well, for sure.
Well, Wilkins didn't even play, so.
Yeah, but he's useless. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
As long as I get that smile out of Matt every time I say something like that, like it's totally worth it.
Poor Nathan. He's so he takes it with good nature.
Yeah, if he's listening to this, he's smiling right now.
He's
glad he's getting the attention.
No, he's by himself and he's crying. Do you realize this guy is? Damn it.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And with that, are we okay to move on to the next team?
Yes,
Yep.
please. Try to keep it 5 minutes per team.
Okay, sure.
I know, yeah.
All right, let's move it to Team Turbine then. Get somebody to read off that roster for me.
I only saw Cody, Burke, and who else was it?
They've updated it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's fill it out.
Turbine. Okay, the team roster is everything good? Hey, Team Turbine from SDL. The roster is Cody Burke, Ada Chung, Charmaine Garcia, Derek Steb, and Nick Yu, Kevin Vo, and Brandon Willier. Yeah, going into this TOC tournament, I think they're arguably the hottest team going into TOC right now. Like especially how Derek and Cody and actually Brandon Willier. I think those three players are like the player that improved the most just last season, and winning Monday playoffs against all those like VDL TOC teams. Like I thought that was a huge achievement for them too.
Yeah, on paper, this is the team that looks the scariest, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of heavy hitters.
Yeah, you're never gonna run out of arms on this one, and a lot of catching too.
Yeah, we got Nick Yu.
Well, here's one thing. This is a big thing that I've noticed with these guys. Derek likes to play 6 on this team, and with both of Nick and Brandon, what they've been doing lately is they'll shield Derek, so they'll actually stand as the 5 without a ball in front of Derek, literally in front of him. And so if you're trying to play against them as the 1, if you want to take a shot at Nick, who's literally pushing all the way up to the line, going like, come on, come on, come on. If you want to even try and take a shot at him, Derek is just going to light you up the second you try, because you can see Derek peeking over Nick like the whole time. It's a new look. I've seen mainly them trying it. It seems like a sort of a new thing that I don't know if it's the ultimate way to play dodgeball yet, but it seems like a tough puzzle to solve, at least when you're the 1. I found it hard to deal with.
Kyle, any thoughts?
Yeah, like they're a very strong team on paper. I think they're also a momentum team. If they don't get off to a good start, it could be a real short Sunday for them. Especially when they get that territory, similar to Old and Beautiful. Once they're there, it's real hard to get them off of it. But yeah, if you can jump on them early and present in a strong way, similar to what Hauser's doing behind Matt right now. Meow's on the contact. That's awesome. But yeah, like they're a team that they play strong, they play aggressive, they're loud as well, and that's something that throws some teams off mentally. So you just have to be able to look beyond that and stick to your game.
Should we go down and talk about the players individually, or because a lot of out of town teams on Facebook, like they really liked Matt and Kyle's podcast because we went through like all the individual players and talked about like what kind of players they are and all that kind of stuff.
How much time do you have?
How many unsportsmanlike sits do you think this team will take?
Is that a rule? Unsportsmanlike sit?
It's similar to the SDL rule.
Yeah, chirping is the big thing right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was touched upon on Monday playoffs. A lot of teams were told not to do it because there came to the point where some of the players were abusing our refs or even any refs in general, and no one really appreciated that because, you know, it kind of takes away from the whole spirit of the game, right? Yeah, and kind of like makes you like, oh, I don't want to ref anymore because this person's playing, that sort of deal. So, yeah.
No, that's fair.
They definitely have that itch, but I think they can probably curb it, especially if there's an official rule that you're not supposed to chirp at all. Like, you know, I'm sure that they know enough not to actually get a strike against them for chirping.
Yeah.
I hope so. I wouldn't want like the team to play short because they had to be sat for chirping, right?
So what's the official rule for that? You just have to sit the game, or are you out for a series? Or
yeah, you can be kicked out.
I guess, yeah, if you're being
Depending on
abusive
how
enough,
bad.
I could
Yeah.
see, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I
depends on
wonder, like,
severity.
okay, this is what happened to us when we were in PEI. If you turn around and swear that you like got caught or something, not at the person, but you've audibly sworn, but not at anyone. What is that?
That's perfectly fine because we know you're frustrated at yourself. But if you're literally arguing, let's say, Matt, you're reffing my game, I'm like clearly arguing with you, calling you a terrible rep, piece of shit, all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? That have to be kicked out for.
Okay. That's a big spectrum, but yeah, that end of the spectrum, yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, it probably needs some refining. It's always been in the rules or league policy or whatever, but it's never had to be enforced until recently. So we'll probably, yeah.
Well, maybe they'll make a good case then. Maybe we'll see some history in the making.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cody Burke?
Cody.
Yeah.
Kyle,
So, yeah,
what would you like to say about Cody Burke?
Cody's somebody that's.
I mean,
Sorry, go ahead.
regardless of everything, I feel like he has been playing very well. Keep seeing him in the finals. I mean, he's doing something right. Been playing very well. Cat.
He won 2 VDL playoffs last season, right?
Yes.
And just like coming back from PEI, like I was surprised by like how much he improved. Like he's very mobile. Like he jumps up and blocks. His survivability is really good, and his throws, like he throws a screwball. So the way he throws, some of his throws, because I'm pretty sure he has multiple throws, like it curbs as though like he's a left-handed thrower. And if you throw an easy one or even a decent one, but just at a bad place, like he's gonna catch you out. Like SDL playoffs he won once last season.
Yeah, he won Thursdays.
Right? Yeah, Thursday and 2 VDL playoffs too. So like that guy, I think he's really scary. Just like the rate that he's improving, and also like the achievement that he's making recently. Like I think he's a big factor of why that team's like the hottest team right now going into TOC.
Yeah, I've seen Cody do some really, really good dodgeball. I think he's probably one of the better players at the tournament. I feel like he doesn't get those kind of accolades that other players would get, but I think if you've seen what he does, like he's really hard to kill. He's a really hard guy to beat. And yeah, I think he just doesn't have the flash. Like he doesn't have the flash that some of the other players have, but I think he's just as capable as some of the very top players. And I'll put that on paper. I think he's one of the best players.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, I'm good.
All right, let's move on to the girl pairing real quick.
Yeah. Ada and Charmaine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to read this one, Kyle? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Ada is my favorite too that I've ever played with, because she is so good at that counter game and just reading the court really well. She because we had this little thing where she doesn't have to shield me. I can go and play my game. And what happened when we won with that minute is that, especially against Bananas, Byron kept on trying to throw past me, and Ada would just pick it off.
Yeah.
So she's very smart. She reads the court well. She spreads possession really nicely, and she comes up with those timely hits when you don't expect it.
Yeah.
And
Like
what about
she's-
Char?
Char's really improved. She's been playing a game that's becoming similar, much more similar to how Zim plays, where she's aggressive, getting off of the wall to sweep. She puts herself into harm's way to make plays, and she's also been coming up with some really clutch catches lately.
Agree with that one. I see her as playing like Zim. I kind of agree to that one, but I see more of her as like a very aggressive cover as well. Like she's not afraid to like grab that ball and push herself to the center line to just so like she can pin 3 guys or like multiple players on the other side against the wall.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and her catching improved a lot. One thing I want to say about Ada is all her catches, like they're so good, but she makes it look so easy and casual. That's what I hate about her. Like when I go for a cross and when she's not looking, like I'm like, oh, here's my chance. I can get Ada out, so I can get their 1 out afterwards. She looks at the moment I released it, she looks at my ball the very last second and makes that catches, and it's just the worst feeling ever.
All right, and very quickly, we haven't touched on Vo yet. Let's quickly get to Vo before we move on.
An angry young man.
Vo plays like he looks. Vo looks angry. He's not an angry person, but he looks angry and he plays angry. Like when he likes to. Okay, when he's playing a big game. So for those that don't know, it's the one you play on the whole gym. It's usually a fun variant that you play at the end of a night or something. He'll wait at the back with the ball for players to get too close to the line, and then he'll literally run at you full speed and just blast you with the ball. And he does that a lot in the small game as well. And watch for that. Like Vo just comes out of nowhere sometimes, and you see that look in his eyes, and it's pure anger, and it's terrifying. And he's a muscle-bound guy, so it's very intimidating playing against Vo. But he's also good at catching too. He's got some finesse to him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is, don't get run over by Vo.
No, it's a good thing that line is there, right?
Yeah.
I bumped into him once in a big game, and I almost fell down. Like it was.
How many bruises did you get?
It was a lot.
All right. Do we have any closing thoughts on Team Turbine?
Can we also just talk about Derek, because I think he's one of the biggest like key players on that team.
Sure. Go ahead, son.
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
And he wears hats.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, he has like the
biggest threat when it comes to his arm. Like I don't really know how many kind of different throws he has in his repertoire, but like coming back from PEI, one thing that I really noticed was like he blocks like a lot of those WDBF players now. Like he's on the ground crouching down. He's a really tall guy, but like he hides behind the ball, and he's incredibly good at making those blocks. And also he's been catching a lot more. Like last season, I remember playing against his team at SDL playoffs, and he was a little tunnel vision. Like whenever like he pushed up too far up, I always went for those crosses because he was really exposed. But right now, like he's aware of what's happening on the court, and he's baiting for those catches. And I think, there's so much to talk about him. But like
if pump fakes a lot.
Yes, it's like hyper aggressive pump fakes that made the Dodgeball national player like jump 5 times that one game.
Yeah, I think no doubt he's the best arm in the Lower Mainland right now. I think he's the one, and you know, coming from a college baseball background, like that makes sense. It checks out. But you're right, he's hard to tell what he's going to throw at you because his windup looks the same every time, and a different ball comes out at you, and it's got just that little bit more curve than everyone else's, to a point where it's like, if you're a blocker, like I like to block, and it's just like it cuts right through me, and it makes me look like a very bad blocker, and that's maybe one thing that works against him, is that he really likes to make a flashy hit, and sometimes it's like maybe not the right time to throw the dipping ball, you know, and sometimes he gets caught, sometimes it hits the ground first, but he's also got like a really good 2-seam fastball, which is really uncommon for the 8.25 ball, which I think would hit a lot more people, or at least bounce back, but he likes to put a stamp on it, so he's a really entertaining player to watch for sure. But he has improved a ton. You know, he's only been playing, I think, like 5 seasons or 6 seasons or something, like 2.5 years, maybe 3. still pretty new for a guy to be playing at this level. So that's why the nickname the future. It's we're gonna see big things from him yet. So this could be a good tournament for him to I guess put his name out there.
Yeah, showcase.
Yeah, so we're expecting big things from Team Turbine.
Yep.
But, let's move on to Team Got Hops. And just looking down the roster, it looks like it's Peter and Joey Fenwick, Mario, Nick Jensen,
Nick Jensen.
Sorry for that.
White Ranjot.
Alyssa, Donna, and Ryan Ridd.
Yeah.
White Ranjot? Talking about Jensen?
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, Kyle, you want to tell us a little bit about this team?
Yeah, this is a group that there's 4 of them from last year who went 0-2, and they're going to come in with something to prove because they were the team that was coming in hot and powerful into TOC last year and had a bit of a rough Sunday. So I think these guys have something they want to go out there and just kind of showcase that, hey, we're better than that, and they've been playing like it recently too. They play that similar style to Recess, where it's very aggressive, and they hold on to the ball until the last possible second before trying to make a play. They also are very strong with that bait catch game. There's a lot of that across the board with both the gentlemen and the ladies on this team. They are a bad matchup for a lot of teams, especially a lot of the stronger teams coming into this.
Can you talk about why you think they're a bad matchup for the teams? Is it just because of the way they play, the people they have, or?
Yeah, like their personnel is really strong, and if they can get their game going, if they can put themselves into a good spot, I think they have an opportunity to shine. Especially Mario. Mario flies under the radar of so many people, but he's a kid that when he gets hot, like he's on fire. We've seen him come up with huge catches at playoffs, and he's somebody that I think is going to be that X factor for this team in relation to how well they do. I saw Matt nodding along with that.
Oh, I've seen Mario do some stuff. I think he's another new player. And the thing I like about Mario is he came into SDL and he's been obviously a tier 1 player, quality-wise and skill-wise, but he doesn't actually always play tier 1. Like he's done some of the coach teams where he brings in new players and he's like the veteran on the team. So he's like kind of just an all-around. He likes dodgeball in the community, and he's been getting the full experience. And he's not trying to go too fast. You know, he's not trying to be, I'm the best, I'm gonna play at the highest level, let's go. Like he's trying to learn all the lessons, I think, is kind of what's going on. And it's nice to see because he's improving as he goes. And yeah, I agree with what Kyle said. I think he's a guy that a lot of VDL people probably don't know how good he can be, but yeah, he's a solid player. As for the team as a whole, I think they're just really hard to deal with. They have a unique way. Joey, as their 3, he literally pushes all the way up to the line. And you talk about how Derek does a lot of fake throws. Joey's probably got him beat for a number of fake throws. Like he never stops moving, and he's threatening every single person all at once. And I know playing against them in the 1 position. Go ahead.
Oh, you remember when we played against them on Wednesdays, and we were just so focused on Joey that we just couldn't figure them out. We just died 3-0 towards them. Remember that? Like we just couldn't figure him out. He just his fake throws. And we just didn't know what to do. You know, he's such a.
I'm telling Razvan. I remember telling him like, okay, if he pushes up like that, crazy like that, just take a shot at him. We'll take him out. And then like he did. He took a shot at him, and Joey caught it. It's like, oh, okay, well. All right, new game plan. But yeah, he's a really hard guy to deal with all across the board. And I think as long as he's on the court, he is making it more pressure. Like there's more pressure that they're applying to the other team just by the way he's moving. Like it's his body language and the way he's threatening with the ball, and the fact that he will drop to catch, he'll bait to catch. And I think the team works around that really well, and it's hard to deal with.
Yeah, and they got 2 really solid ladies in Alyssa and Donna, who both have a track record of coming up massive in big moments. Donna had an amazing catch at playoffs this year where it was between her legs. It was the most ridiculous thing I think I saw. I think it was Tuesday playoffs, maybe, where just out of nowhere, Yeah, just out of nowhere, like she just caught it between her legs, and it was ridiculous. Alyssa always is super solid. Like she's such a subtle player, like similar to Ada. Like you don't notice her until it's too late, and then it's bad news for you.
Team in general, for my opinion, is they strike me as a team where if you hesitate and do a half-ass throw, let it be power or like the placement of the ball, they're gonna punish you very hard. Like Jensen Rid. Damn it, where did the roster go? but Joey Fenwick and like even Joey, when he pushes up really far and like by the center line during an opening rush, he it's very intimidating. Like you never see a player like pump fake so much during opening rush, let alone like push that far. Like if you do a half-ass throw, like you said, the catch he made on Razvan, it's not like he threw a light one. It was just right in his box. And if you even like if you do a half-ass throw, even in a good placement, he'll just end up blocking that ball and get gain ball possession from that one. So that's gonna be a pretty disgusting team if you let them intimidate you and not like if you don't commit to your plays.
Yeah, we just did an SDL practice tournament last week, and in the round robin section, our team went undefeated against everyone except for this team. This was the only team that beat us.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they're just hard to play against. That's all I can say to people that don't know. They're hard to play against.
Yeah. And Alyssa and Donna, very smart and very selfless player on the court. I really loved playing with Donna last Thursday playoffs at SDL. So,
But
yeah.
Let's get to 7 deadly sins. Sung, you want to read out the roster?
Okay, 7 deadly sins. The roster is Carson Wong, Witten Chow, Garrick Ma, Sage Narayan, Claudia, Claudia, and Miranda Wilson. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we're much better.
Log
with
off.
These
I'm
Asian
sorry,
last
guys.
names.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, let's go through the roster.
Yeah.
That's good. Anything you want to say, Gamer Kyle?
I like seeing Witten over in an SDL team. That's kind of fun.
I don't understand a thing you're saying. But kind of
They sound
building
like
up-
they're having a good time.
Yeah, I know it does. Witten, I know he got a concussion from I think one of the playoffs that we just had Tuesday for summer.
Oh yeah.
I think Carson hit him in the head and he ended up getting a concussion, so like he had to rest up off a whole week. And I know
teammates.
I know. I think the last 3 concussions that he got was all from his teammate during drop-ins or like during league plays. So yeah. No, it's just that like they underestimate his height. Like they just assume Witten's like shorter than he actually is, and it just gets yeah. And I think 2 of them happened in a drop-in. But I think for playoffs, because I was helping out with his like corporate stuff during the weekend, I think Witten will be good for TOC.
Yes, this is a really fun roster because they're just one of those groups that they're gonna have a lot of fun, and they can surprise somebody. Like looking at like for instance Garrick. Garrick's such a chill guy on the court. He's always having a good time, always has a big smile. But every so often when he gets serious, it's a lot of fun to watch. But I think the one person I'm really excited to see play is actually Miranda.
Miranda.
Yeah.
I was
So
going to say that same thing, Kyle.
Oh,
Miranda's so good.
Yeah.
It's her first time playing TOC, let alone like against like like a lot of players outside SDL, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. She didn't play last year, but over the last year, so she's someone that has really stepped up her game. Her catching has become incredibly consistent. She's a softball player, so when she gets an opportunity to get herself set and squared to a throw, it's real hard to hit her out on a straight throw, especially if you're just throwing one. And was it actually on this past Tuesday or whatever it was for the Wednesday for the SDL practice? Chris Schwartz was destroying her team, like hitting everybody throw after throw after throw. And Chris has this little mental block when it comes to Miranda that he doesn't like to throw at Miranda because Miranda always catches him out. Leaves Miranda for last, throws right at her, and Miranda catches him out, and that's the end of the game.
Yep.
So they're a team that if they play well, they're going to be similar to what the LDL teams have been in the past 2 TOCs, where they're gonna win a couple games. They're definitely gonna win a couple games. So it's gonna be really exciting to see how they do.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Looking at the roster, I just realized I think they're missing David Baxter on the roster as well.
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
okay.
Baxter brings an interesting element. You never really know what Baxter's going to do on the court at any given time.
That guy makes a lot of catches.
He does.
Baxter, yeah. Also, yeah. Like when I was subbing for them at the last Wednesday TOC practice, the exact same TOC practice where Chris Schwartz was killing our team. In the beginning, I guess it's partially because I was subbing for them and they weren't used to playing with me. I felt like there was a lot of chaos on the court, like not aware of what's happening on our side and throwing together. There wasn't much structure, but by the end, like they were all like in sync, throwing together, like following up with each other, being vocal. Yeah, I think that's a really good team. Like as long as they're like playing with teamwork when it really counts, and they have all these players. Like Witten comes up huge with his catches, and a lot of people, I think it's forgetting that Sage and Carson, they can come up with huge catches too, and of course Moran.
The one thing I want to say about Carson is like I love playing with the guy for sure. I definitely love playing with him. That's why I play with him on Thursdays. The one thing I feel like it's gonna hold him down is he looks down too much trying to pick up a ball, and that's when you know he can get hit fairly easy. I love playing with the guy, but like that's his biggest downfall. Most of the time he's like not even paying attention to what's going on court, and he gets out way too easily. If he can survive those, like he make big catches for sure, like near the mid game and end game.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of catching on this team. This seems like and it's not like they can't throw either. Everyone on this team, like the guys can throw. It just seems like a team that is probably coming into this tournament with not a lot of. There's no target on their back, right? So I think a team like this could really screw up teams that have a little entitlement to like think they're gonna win. This team is the kind of team that will make those teams have a bad day. Because I don't see anything wrong with this team. They just don't have like they're a flashy thrower, but they can all throw and they can all catch and they can all win games. I think that's maybe going to be a big advantage for them. They just don't have a big target on their back.
All right. For me, with Win, I play with a guy too. I think if he plays more of an aggressive style instead of a defensive style, he can do a lot better. He holds back way too much in the backside. I always wonder, like, what's he doing back there? Because I never really know. Because he's too far back with the ball defending. If he just holds up and charges for the throw, he should be fine.
I think he's been doing that in SDL too. I think he's trying to embrace the SDL style. I'm just trying to think. Like, I don't think I've seen him do a lot of that because I just remember the classic situation. Witten, get up! That's all you'd hear back in the day when he was on like Brandon's team or something. But yeah, I don't think he's been doing that a lot unless he's the last guy left and SDL anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just quickly with Claudia, her game's really improved. She's become a really, really, really good sweeper. Her possession game's improved, especially for a team like this where they really are going to depend on having possession. She's going to be absolutely influential in how they do.
I agree. Are we good?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
All right, let's. Yeah, no, I got nothing. Y'all talk about Gucci? It's ice cream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Sorry, it was important to me.
Disappears for 10 minutes to get ice cream. Got it.
Man, gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you do like that.
I love you, Enzo.
I love you too.
Thank you. I was worried you were going to say it back there for a second.
No. I had ice cream in my mouth.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we good? Yeah.
Hey, shut up. All right, let's move on to Soul Survivors. I think they're from CDL, but they all play in SDL. Is that correct?
Most of them plays in SDL, but a lot of them like either plays in CDL right now or started off in CDL. I know Dolphy is a CDL exec. Steph, yeah, and also Karen Gill used to be a CDL exec as well. But yeah,
I mean, you went through half the roster. Can you just fire off the rest?
Okay, just making sure that I can read all their last name. Okay, Soul Survivors. The roster is Kyle Davey, Dolphy Fernandez, Karen Gill, Stephanie Jensen, Trevor Georger, Jordan Olaire, and Judy Sohn. And I know
Judy's injured. No, Judy. Yeah, I don't know who's replacing Judy.
Yeah, but they only have 2 girls though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have 2 girls already. Karen and
Sorry, we can't hear you well.
Oh, they have 3 girls?
They have 3 girls. Yeah, Jensen is subbing in for Judy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Boyer, as we like to call her.
Yes, Boyer. She's so good.
And I think that roster is actually missing a person, because I think Alex Mitchie might be on that team.
Whoa.
I did hear that too, yeah.
Back from his banishment.
That's something that we're not too sure of. We've asked the question, but no one's given us a clear answer. But he is, at least at this point, intended to be on that team.
That's great.
How did that happen?
Yeah. Sorry. When Mitchie was playing, I wasn't really playing at tier 1 level. Do you guys want to give a quick run through of who Alex Mitchie is?
Yeah, Alex is he's an incredibly aggressive player. He has a very strong throw. It's quite accurate. He's very much an in-your-face type player on the court in terms of his presence. He lets you know that he's there, but he also backs it up too. So you're in for a fight whenever you're up against Alex.
Now, okay, let's go back to the chirping thing. Is he one player we should be, worried about chirping or arguing or anything like that?
Someone should definitely tell him that there's a rule.
Thanks for putting it kindly, Matt. But yeah, on Trevor Georgia.
Yeah, probably their captain should let them go up.
Does anyone know if he's been playing CDL?
He played SDL last season.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I believe he played actually with I think Kyle on Thursdays, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Was he playing tier 1?
I think they were up and down. I think they're up and down from tier 1 and tier 2.
Okay. Oh, for playoffs. I must search it up quickly. Cause I don't remember seeing Mitchie.
He may not have made it. He's missed a few playoffs over the years. Cause I think that one season we played trio in the final, he was supposed to be there, and then he wasn't.
Oh no! Kyle Davey, Dolphy, Karen Gill, Stephanie Boyer Jensen, Trevor Georger, and Jordan Olaire.
Let's pick on Dolphy.
Dolphy. Does he still play the same way that he played before? Because I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but now he jumps.
Oh.
Ooh, like Debs.
Yeah. He jumps a full 3 inches off the roof.
They're evolving.
They've been watching your videos. They saw you jump it. Well, I should jump too.
I don't jump very high.
Can we get insight from the jumping expert Debs?
Yeah. Talk close to the camera.
Oh, yeah, you gotta.
On Dolphy? On jumping?
Yeah.
Oh, just on jumping in general.
Oh, just in jumping general. Oh, yeah. I jump like this high. No, I actually don't like jumping. Jumping's stupid. Don't do it. Because what happens is you jump and you land on a ball, you sprain your ankle.
Alright. Anyways.
Jumping. Sorry, I did that. I had to. But yeah, back on Dolphy. Can somebody continue?
Oh, well, just like my personal input on him, like he can throw really hard and he's capable of blocking. But back when I used to play with him, like he was known as like one of the biggest like bait catchers at SDL. So
still doing it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Giving
Can
away
you?
secrets now.
Yeah. Can you talk me through like how he plays right now though? Because like lately you told me that he's been jumping a lot. I've seen him make like a couple of jump catches, which wasn't his usual play style. So
I don't know. Like I haven't been able to see him because I don't think I've been playing that many season nights against him. But I just see a bunch of pictures where he's jumping and dodging at the same time. So I've always been razzing him now. Like, whoa, you jumping now? Like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
he's been influenced by Rogan.
Are you sure those are not photoshopped anyway?
Yeah, must have been.
Yeah, but like I just remember his last TOC team. I forgot what it was called. Red Panda or
Pandas.
Pandas, yeah, with Rid and Nick Yu and Jensen and all the like the bait catching team. And I just remember Dolphy and everyone like destroying that one boss team like with catches and everything. So it. Like he's another guy.
I don't know. Dolphy's gonna make you feel like an idiot for throwing at him a lot. Like that's the thing. Like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, Gino.
Yeah, Brandon from Toon Squad. The first time I went down to Seattle for the Classic, Dolphy jumped in the air and pretty much caught him off the side of his knee. Oh. And Brandon came over afterwards, like, that's just disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
How dare you?
Yeah. So just be extra careful when you're throwing at Dolphy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kyle Davey, he's been making catches too. And I did hear that he has like a very accurate throw. Me personally, I haven't played enough against him, so I'm not too sure. But any inputs?
You're right. That's something I've noticed. His catching is it's more prominent now than ever before. I've seen him make some catches in the last year that like they put him on my radar as a really good catcher now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's really fallen into a comfort level playing 3, and he doesn't play that typical 3. He plays almost like how T plays 3, where he just kind of pops in with that real good counter, and he's also strong enough and accurate enough with his throw that he can cover the 1 whenever that person goes out on the opening rush. So he's really become a very well-rounded player in the last little bit.
Yep. And Karen Gill and Stephanie Jensen. Karen, she's another player that has a very accurate throw, and whenever she's the last one, like I haven't played with her too many times, aside from that one ADL tournament that we played on the side, but she's another like very reliable player to have on, you know, like the what was it, being the last one on the court. I can always count on her to like bring someone back in or make those kills and turn the game around.
Yeah, she's a super smart player. I know she's played with Matt a few times, played with me a couple times as well. And yeah, it's just, like the biggest thing is that you can trust her to always make the right decision. And she's very self-depreciating. Like she tries, oh no, I'll throw a lot of catches, but she doesn't. She makes a lot of hits. Yeah, and that's always good to see out of her.
Yeah, the last time I saw her, well, like I was talking to her, she was saying that she doesn't play as much in the competitive level anymore. But like every time I see her playing against like competitive players or in a competitive setting, like her like court IQ and everything, like there's no rust to it. Like she definitely does know what she's doing. I'm gonna play with her next season. So stoked.
Nice.
Yeah, and at TOC, I have no doubt that she's gonna play really well. And for Boyer, I haven't seen her play too much, but I remember like James talking about Boyer one of the season, like he just played with him and he's like, oh, Boyer might be like one of the like all skills combined like collaboratively. Like James said that she can be like one of the best female players, like how she catches, how she throws. Yes, Boyer. Yeah, he was like he's a big fan of Boyer.
You know, she comes from both of them actually come from like a baseball background. Like they both played baseball at least competitively before. But yeah, Boyer definitely plays like a baseball player. She kind of has that sort of she just plays with that level of I guess awareness. I don't know. Baseball players kind of have a look and a feel on the court, and she definitely feels like a baseball player to me. But she's got a great throw as well. Both of these girls is probably one of the hardest throwing girl teams that I can see on this list actually. Which is interesting.
You should see them play 7-inch. They're actually really good. Really good. Yeah. I guess the ball is a lot smaller, so it's like a baseball to them, so they can throw really hard, and it just blasts off your chest, and it sounds so good when they're throwing. It's so good.
Yeah, they're legit gunners in 7-inch.
Oh yeah, sure. So good.
Nice. And
do we have any more?
I don't know who Jordan is.
Trevor's got a. I don't know who Jordan is either. But Trevor I know has a great arm. Like he's a like a old school kind of gunner. You know, like just come out there with the arm, big gun. Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people know who he is. Anyone? No.
He was on J Sam's team last TOC, right?
It's Alyssa's brother.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, he was on J Sam's team last year. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy with the really big wind up, then like throws really like has a very scary throw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna be an arm on that team, but like he just I haven't played too much against him, so maybe I shouldn't speak too much. But like one thing that I noticed is he has like if he can position himself really well or set himself up so he doesn't get too exposed, I think he'll be able to get a lot of people out. Because I think defense or like surviving on the court, that's a big criteria for him. Because like just being like one of the strongest gunner on your team and having a big windup, you're sure to be like a prime target from the other team. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right, shall we move on?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's every.
There's also ADL, but
yeah, let's quickly go through ADL. I don't know that much about ADL, but
okay.
Maybe
I know most of them.
I know.
All right, Kyle,
4.
go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, go.
All right. Let's see. First name I don't. Danny Din. Then it's Brad Huivald, Hannah Jarvis, Nadia Lee, and Michael Simpwich, better known as Softball. And I'm gonna assume that what's his name, Jeff Ramondo's on this team as well.
I'm not too sure about that because the last time I talked with the ADLers, a lot of them had to miss TOC just because they had Tough Mudder on the same weekend. And I think Jeff mentioned that he has to go to the Philippines or something.
Doesn't he always have to go to the Philippines?
Isn't that Gino? He has to go to the Philippines. He's moving into the Philippines. Find the
I know they were struggling to find like players to
an ADL for this tournament. So
yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, what is it? I don't know Danny. But with Brad, like Brad's a pretty solid player. He's been playing for a bit. I believe he started in the WAC and moved over to ADL. He and I had a nice little chat. Well, Jeff had a dental appointment one time. But yeah, just a really nice guy, real solid, up and coming. He's been playing a bit more LDL of late to get a bit more exposure to other leagues. Hannah and Nadia both went to nationals this year with the BC team. Both of them are extremely good catchers, underrated throwers, and just, once again, just a very pleasant duo. And Softball has that underhand throw that's always kind of dangerous because not even he knows where it's going to go. And Matt's actually played with Softball.
I started playing with Softball at BCIT.
Back in the day.
Man, that was 10 years ago.
Oh.
You guys are old.
How old are you, Gino?
Shut up.
You're my age, Gino.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, but VDLers
always like a delight to play against or play with. I haven't played with too many or against too many of the players, but back when I played against Nadia a lot when she was actively playing in SDL, like if she's smiling and if she's pushing up, like that's not a good sign. Like she has something in store for you. I still remember that one playoffs during summer season where she was the last one on the court. I was out and it was 5 guys like against her. I think we were up like 2-1 or something. Then Nadia like started smiling and I'm like, oh shit, just be careful guys, just be careful. Then she ended up like turning that game around by making like 2 kills, 3 catches, and yeah, just watch out for her. Like she seems like a very unintimidating, harmless player, but like if you underestimate her, oh, she's gonna punish you really hard.
So what you're saying is, by the end of the night, you were calling her daddy.
my whole team was. Yeah.
The best part about that is he's just like totally trashing on Sung. And he's just like holding that spoonful of ice cream, just chuckling to himself.
Best host ever.
Hey.
Yeah. That's it.
yeah, I guess we're good to move on to the U.S. teams now.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
How many U.S. teams are there?
There's a lot.
There's at least 9 teams from Seattle.
Oh god.
Nine?
Let's power
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, that's what Lucas was telling me earlier.
Is he coming?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's playing on Drizzle.
Okay. Is he injured
Speaking
though?
about
Like I
that-
remember. Okay, go on.
Yeah, he has a partially torn rotator cuff he's recovering from.
Mhm.
But he just posted a video of himself throwing a dodgeball
Yeah.
to show that he can, he still got it. So
Yeah.
he still got it.
Okay. Okay.
Sounds dangerous.
Okay.
Anyways, let's talk about Drizzle. Go ahead.
Sounds good. Okay, so Drizzle is Lucas, Rui Lee, or Lai. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his names. Michael Lyons, Roy McElmurray, Jacob Struzik, Mark Sweetdoll, and Ashley Tyree.
Roy's on that team.
Is this the same team they had last year together?
No, this is a different team. It's 2 different ladies. Roy was with Dano, and it's a slightly different team because the Murphys are not attending this year, and Jonathan is playing with Brave Little Throwsters.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I only recognize 2 players from the team. Looking at the roster, Matt and Kyle, because I think you guys know the Seattle players better than anyone here. What do you see on that team?
Lots of
Girls, Kyle?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't. I've been Facebook stalking them, but it has not revealed any details.
Did they have Lizzie on the team at one point?
I was wondering about that because Lizzie's in the TOC group, and she's liked a few things. So I don't know where Lizzie's playing, or even if she is.
Okay, because I don't recognize these girls, but you guys probably you will know all of the guys. They were all here last 2 years, I think. All 4 of these guys.
Okay.
Yeah. All arms.
Yeah, I'd actually say Jacob was probably the hardest thrower at last TOC. The throws he was doing, I would say he was probably the hardest thrower.
He's got an absolute cannon.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Which team was he playing for?
He was on Lucas's team as well.
Yeah,
Was he
weaklings.
Was he the what was it? The wrestler mask or was it?
Oh no, that was Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the guy in like the blue shirt with the yellow symbols on it, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
what do you
Jacob
want
was
to help?
playing 1 for them, I believe.
Jacob was playing 1. Okay. I don't remember.
Yeah, 'cause I think I was lined up against Michael most of the time when we played against them.
Mhm. Okay.
But yeah, no, there's just a lot of arms in this team. And this is a group that they have a lot of experience with our style of dodgeball. And most of them finished, I think, in the top 4 last year. So it's a group that's going to come in wanting to better that result. And they have a lot of momentum behind them.
Yeah.
Adding Roy is big too, because Roy's been playing out of his mind lately as well. Because I don't know too much about him before TOC 2 years ago, so 3 TOCs ago. That was the first time I really ever met him. But just based on what I've been seeing since then, he's just been playing really well in multiple different formats of dodgeball as well. So I think we're going to see some big things from Roy this as well. I think him being moved onto this team also is like a really good choice for them.
Mhm. Out of all the players that I know too, like I think Roy has the most compact throw, generating like the most power in his throws too. Like I still don't understand how he does it.
Similar to Gino's throw in a few ways in terms of its release point being so low to the ground.
Yeah.
So you just have to be aware of where it's coming in from. And like any throw, you just have to beat it to that point when it gets to you.
Yeah, it's almost like a flicking motion though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit, like Kyle said, he and I have a very similar throw. Obviously, his is definitely way faster and harder. It's definitely a flick. You really need to flick at the very end to like make sure it stays near the bottom. But yeah, when I saw him throw last year, I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna die right away. Thanks.
All the flashback from first season. But yeah, Lucas's team, like you can guarantee they're gonna have like code words for different strategy on the court, throwing a lot of VDLers off. And one thing that I realized about the Seattle players is I think subconsciously, they seem pretty chaotic on the court with all the pump fakes and wild motions going on. But like I think that kind of subconsciously gets VDLers to like underestimate them, like thinking, oh, they're chaotic, like they don't know what they're doing. But like these are like one of the like top class players in Seattle. Their throws are scary. They're capable of making like crazy catches too. Like the moment you underestimate them, like it's game over.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they do and what they've learned from last year and what they bring to the court. I really do think they're going to be one of those teams that are there at the end.
Okay. Do you think this is the strongest Seattle team coming in?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And they got 4th place last year at TOC, correct?
Well, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, weaklings, yeah. Okay, gotta watch out for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go with swag.
Sure. All right, so that's Marco Franzita, Eric Jones, Andrew Ketchum, Joanna Munoz, Justin Payan, and Ryan Johnson.
You say Ketchum? Does he know how to catch Pokemon, or what's it?
He definitely caught them all.
Andrew Ketchum is, I believe, I'm just going to take a look at this, just bear with me a few seconds here, in the Dodgeball Tribune, which is kind of their online magazine down the States that's edited by Tyler Greer, who's going to be playing with Heat. Andrew Ketchum is ranked as the #1 player in the U.S.
He's on Team U.S.A, right?
He is a ridiculously good player. Every time I've seen a video of him play, like, he just gets better and better. And he is so adaptable to the different styles. Watching him play at UDC and how small he would get on the court, considering how tall he is. He's 6'4", so he's a pretty tall dude. He's built a little bit like Mark Williams, but plays like C-Val.
Yeah. But is he good looking as Mark Williams though?
Even better looking.
No, impossible. Okay.
And doesn't even need a beard to pull it off. But yeah, no, he's just a ridiculously good player. There's, I think, a clip from Elite last year where he threw a ball to hit somebody while making a double catch, but it didn't count because he was caught out first on his throw.
Oh, that sucks.
That's still incredibly impressive, though.
Yeah. He's incredibly good. He will adapt, and he'll absolutely bring the heat for sure. Similarly, Justin Payan is actually a player that Matt and I played against at the Classic 2 years ago. Just a very subtle person on the court when you're just kind of coming across. He's a little bit unassuming, and then he starts playing, and you're like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm at the wrong level. He is incredible. He just owns every moment that he's a part of, and it's really, really fun to watch him play.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago, or the article they did before this recent year. Justin Payan was ranked the #1 player in the U.S.
Yeah, and this time he was 3rd, so he's still up there.
I think just by watching videos through osmosis of watching Elite and other formats of dodgeball, I think Payan is like a very clutch player. He's usually like, when he's the last guy left on the court, everyone kind of knows that he's going to pull it out. That's kind of the attitude I got, especially after I read the article. I'm like, this guy's their #1 player. All right, well, let's see how he plays. And so just watching him play, that's kind of the way he plays as well. Like, he's very confident that he's going to pull it out. As for Ketchum, I don't think he plays a lot like C-Val. I think when I watch him play, he looks to me more like Jack Bale, the old guy from Headhunters.
Oh, yeah.
Body language is very similar, and he throws very hard similarly. I think, I don't know if it's official, but I think he's the hardest thrower in the U.S., which probably means he's the hardest thrower at this tournament. So that's something to watch out for sure. I don't know if he has any baseball background, but he's definitely got a ridiculous throw.
Okay.
So that's the 2 guys I know the most from this team are those guys, just because there's a lot of vid about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with Joanna Munoz, I'm not too familiar with her. I haven't seen too many videos of her play. I did see a little bit of her at UDC the other year, but she's also another player that's ranked fairly highly in the U.S. And the description is that she's very calm, she's very patient on the court, so she's a good counter thrower, and she also is very good at baiting catches.
I see.
So is that Ron's cousin?
yeah, all the Munozes are related. But yeah, no, she's someone that's very, very prominent in the community down there in the U.S. And is also a pretty good player.
Where are they from? Where is Swag Me Out from?
I believe Southern California.
Okay,
and they're all from Southern California coming up together, or they're just all friends from Dodgeball and decided to piece a team together?
I think it's a little bit of a mix. I think all the teams, for the most part, have a bit of a mix. Like, even Heat, which is a team that plays in Elite, they have one of the Giovincos playing with them in this tournament.
All right.
Well, that's a good segue to talk about Heat then.
Yeah, let's talk about the Heat.
Fair.
Where are they from?
Heat, I believe, is primarily based out of Arizona, but they do have players from California as well, and I think even a player from Washington.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, no, so their team has been around for a little bit. I don't think it's their full roster coming up, or at least based on the waivers signed at this point. But yeah, they're going to be a pretty good team. Should I run through the roster?
Yes, please.
All right, and once again, I totally apologize if I totally butcher these names. Kiki Kodana, Dylan Clark, Andrew Giovinco, Tyler Greer, Robin Ludke, and Isidro Perez.
So Shane name dropped Isidro. Does anybody know anything about him?
Like we can go to the Dodgeball Tribune. There's a few. He does pop up in there a couple times.
Because Shane described him as a force of nature.
Yeah.
So
high praise.
That could mean anything.
yeah.
He's someone that apparently has really sticky hands, so he's a really good catcher, and he has a pretty quick release with a curveball. So he's someone that, at least according to this, he can make runs on his own if he's last man left.
Sorry, say that one more time.
He can make runs on his own, like he can be down like on his own and come back and win games.
Okay. Like I'm trying to look for these.
Do you want me to send you the links?
Yeah.
That might be a good idea. Alright, sounds good.
So have you asked if Kiki loves you on this team?
Oh my god.
Kiki is one of the best female players in the States.
Shane says Kiki, word for word, he says Kiki is an incredible player.
That's it. But talking with a couple of Seattle guys, they were saying that Lucas's team and also we're talking about Heat, right? They think that Heat is going to have a really good run.
Heat is one of the best co-ed teams on the West Coast. It for the most part, it's really between them and I believe if Rise is still around and Reignbros, who's another team we'll get to in a little bit.
Yeah, the Heat. A lot of the rosters are mainly from the LA area, right?
Yeah, I think the team switched over. I think before they may have been primarily Arizona, but there was some roster changes in the offseason with Doom disbanding. So I don't think Doom's a thing anymore, and those players have gone on to different groups.
Yeah.
So you guys said from LA, you guys know there's like, I think there's 8, 9 different leagues in LA. Do you guys know which league these guys are coming from?
Yes. I was going to say yes.
Alright, cool.
Up to any of the, what was it, the foamy tournaments at Seattle, or?
A couple of them came to the Classic 2 years ago. I wasn't there last year or this year to see who was there. Matt, did you see any of them last year?
No, I think it was mostly Chicago was the people that were at that one. I don't think there was many LA people.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. But what all the people are telling us is watch out for that team because like they're gonna be really good.
Oh yeah, I expect quite a bit from them. It's gonna be an interesting thing because it is a different style than what most of them play. But they do have the talent and ability to adapt quickly, as we've seen with the Toronto teams and the Seattle teams.
Yep. Sounds good. Right.
All right, shall we move on?
Yes, please.
All right. Do we know anything else about any of these other teams that we should talk about?
Reignbros.
Reignbros? Yeah.
That's another team that I keep on hearing.
Yeah, me too. I keep hearing Reignbros.
They absolutely are a favorite. They really are a favorite. They actually, I don't think the leagues exist anymore in Portland, but there was a league that had very similar rules to the one that we play. And so they're not walking into a situation where they don't have any experience in. So they're going to be a threat right away. And they're a very competitive group, except for Alan Thomas. He's a very quiet individual, never says a word to anybody. I'm being sarcastic. Alan's always talking and looks a lot like Nat.
Yeah. I think Shane told us that Alan is the brain. Was it Sean, the firepower, Koiva, unique lefty that is great at great all-round player. They will...
Yeah, and Keith Nelson, we've seen at a couple foamies and at the Classic a couple of years ago. A very good catcher, just a very solid player. Like, he's very patient. He was on either Pizza or Tacos, which is their team that goes back and forth down there. But he is somebody that is absolutely a threat at all times. He's not the biggest personality on the team, but he's an effective player.
Okay. And sorry, why do we keep on hearing that name, Reignbros? I'm guessing that's a family team. Like, do they play in like elite dodgeball or
family team?
Yeah, or like, I keep on hearing that name, so like it must be a reoccurring team. Like
they're one of the probably longest running teams coming up from the States, if not the. I don't know how long Heat's been around, but I know Reignbros has been around as long as I've known them. So for 2 years at least, maybe longer since before then.
Okay.
Yeah, because Lucas used to play with them. But yeah, no, they're a very good team. They're very solid. They will pick up the game extremely quickly, and again, they should be a team that's fighting it out at the end.
I see. Whoa, lots of good American teams coming in.
Yeah, we're getting some really strong players from the States this year, and it's really exciting that they're interested in our game to the point where they actually want to come all the way to Vancouver. Like, there's, the Giovinco's coming in from the Philly area, and I believe there's even a player coming in from Florida too.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I think actually Ketchum's from Kentucky, so that's pretty. That's the whole spectrum.
Oh.
I just creeped him on Facebook.
How dare you?
But yeah, a lot of players from a lot of different places, states. But I think the big thing with Reignbros is just the fact that this is basically as close to their lineup as possible. Like, a lot of teams kind of had to make some concessions to bring up players, but this is their lineup that plays together a lot. Well, for the most part, I don't know Natalie Laura, and Keith is not always a mainstay on their team, but he's a guy that's played with them a lot. But yeah, I think this team is going to actually go really far. Alan makes it sound like he doesn't have a good throw either, but he's a very athletic player, like very athletic, like multi-talented kind of player. And Sean Anderson has probably one of the hardest throws I've ever seen, especially with the rubber ball. He can throw the rubber ball hard. It's going to be a hard team to deal with.
Wow. Yeah, there's no Ricky, there's no Kate, and there's one other player. I'm just trying to remember really quickly off the top of my head, and no Tiffany, who usually those three are usually part of the Reignbros roster.
Nice.
All right. Do we know anything else, or are we good to move on?
Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah.
All right. What about Drew's the Worst? That's
Who's
the
Drew?
best name we have.
Drew is probably referring to Andrew Giovinco, who's going to be playing with Heat during the weekend. So I'm guessing he was supposed to play with them and then left.
Tearing the family apart.
Against each other. Playoff first round. Let's see it.
And the Giovinco brothers are part of Team Awesome in UDC. And I believe they won it one of the years.
Yeah. Sorry, this is not an American team, eh?
This is an American team, yeah. But they do have Mackenzie Legacy coming in from Victoria to play with them.
Okay.
Love that name.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Legacy. Yeah.
Hey, Tom, doesn't that ring a bell? Left the team for another team?
Left the team for another team. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, let's keep on going.
Someone's gonna mute you guys in no time.
Yeah. I don't know too much about all these roster, but Mackenzie Legacy, every time I play with him, like, he's so quick and he's like crazy. Like, he jumps everywhere on the court, and he like even he played for Team BC2 at PEI, correct?
Yeah, he played with Patty and Jeff.
Yeah, he was so quick, like retrieving the balls at opening rush, and he's so like he keeps on jumping. He never gets tired. It's crazy just watching him.
He was probably the fastest player at Nationals, like the fastest one to the ball in the opening rush. So, I mean, that says a lot. He's probably going to be the fastest player at this tournament. He's a very agile guy. And from what I hear with the Giovinco brothers, like, apparently they're very similar. So this is probably a team that's just going to be very, very hard to pin down and hard to hit, and probably demoralizing when you're trying to hit them and they keep on dodging. So that's one thing they have going for them, I think. And I don't know, like, Legacy can throw, but I don't know if the Giovinco brothers can throw. I assume they can. So,
that's
it's maybe not just
Yeah, they can definitely throw, but something that Lucas brought up, he doesn't know how much experience they have with the 8.25 inch versus a 7 inch. And there is a bit of an adjustment between those two balls in terms of both grip and weight.
Definitely.
Would you, Matt, since you've played both at a competitive level, would you say it's easier to go from 7 inch to 8.25 or whatever it is that we play, or the other way around?
That's tough because I feel like the way that a lot of us have adjusted to holding the 8.25 ball is that we curl our fingers a bit. Like we don't crush it, but we like to use our fingertips. Whereas the 7-inch ball, you don't do that at all. So they might... It's like a different way of thinking about throwing the ball. So it might actually not be hard to go from 7 to 8.25 if you're not used to curling your fingers at all, because you're used to just... Doesn't matter how big the ball is unless it's like too big to hold.
Palm it, right?
So it might not even be a big deal for them unless they're used to throwing really specific curveballs and stuff, in which case like it might be a little different. But, you know, we're dealing with athletes. Like I'm not much of an athlete. I've been playing dodgeball a lot in the last 10 years, so I've kind of like morphed myself into a dodgeball player, but I'm not an athlete. I can't just like scoot over to another sport and just be fantastic at it. But if you're dealing with athletes, which a lot of these guys are, I know Legacy plays a lot of hockey as well, I'm sure they're going to adapt just fine, especially with a long round robin like we have.
All right. I got. What if you get athletes food? Are you an athlete?
Say that louder.
What if you get athletes food? Are you an athlete?
Just type it out so we can add it on like subtext or subtitle.
Yeah,
more work for G. Yeah, one of you talking, one of you can type out all the same thing on the group chat so we can add the subtitle afterwards.
Okay.
But man, like hearing all these American teams, like I'm even more stoked for TOC. Like,
I know, I can't wait.
It's gonna be good. Like,
I wonder what it feels like catching their ball. It's like make the loud sound.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I know. You'll hear it on the other camera. It's okay.
Yeah, if that's the how to put it in.
Yeah. Just add random subtitle afterwards. Yeah, sorry, I cut you off.
No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, it is, like you said, it's exciting to hear, like, all these teams coming out. Everyone has been giving us a great description of all the teams. I think as far as you guys know, we done it with Boss yesterday, and then I'm actually really excited to play against Bader, because the way he was playing and throwing at Unicorn was freaking amazing. And then hearing about these guys from, like, the States, right, and then coming from all over LA, Kentucky, Portland, Seattle, I'm actually really excited to, like, see how it goes. Yeah. Sung, are you wearing hats?
Yeah. Yeah. Keep that in.
It's called Tournaments of Champions for a reason. It's going to be an amazing weekend. Yeah, I'm just excited to, like, I just don't want to go 0-2. That's the big thing.
Oh, okay.
Any team. Like, it's a tournament of this magnitude. Like, nobody expected Project 6 to go 0-2. Like, anything can happen. Like, on paper, like, we clearly know that, oh, if everything goes right and if everything like goes normally, oh, these teams might be the teams that might be progressing and taking it home. But like
see, like that's the beauty of like tournaments and playing sports, is that there are teams that are going to be favorites, but anything can happen, and any team could possibly win if they play really well, if like the stars align, you know. Like, you can't just count out teams just because historically they haven't played so well, right?
Yeah. Sounds good. And sorry, we're going a little off track, but I see a couple more teams. I'm guessing they're from the states that we haven't talked about. Yeah, Toon Squad's. Wait, do we see Toon Squad? I remember.
I do see
Toon Squad's there.
Yeah, did we talk about Scar Tissue and Brave Little Throwsters?
No, we haven't talked about Toon Squad, Scar Tissue, Brave Little Throwsters, Seattle Freeze, Kessel Runs, The People, and Sparkle Motion.
Wait, Spark. Oh yeah,
Z Fighters, Z Fighters, Z Fighters.
Z Fighters.
They're from
Z
Seattle.
Fighters.
Z Fighters.
Z Fighters.
All right, take it away, host.
I have no idea who these people are, but
She's
we'll
a
give
team.
you guys a shout out to the Z Fighters because I'm assuming you guys are coming from the States. But John Bell, Shauna Manuel, Carlos Mateo, Will Schumacher, Alex Wheatbrook, and Logan, Detienne. Does anybody know any of these people or these names look familiar?
Yeah, Matt and I know Will and Carlos.
Go
we
ahead,
played with
take
them
it
in
away.
a tournament in not Portland, was it Centralia?
Yeah.
Those guys are going to be trouble for anyone. Will's a catching machine, super happy guy too, always smiling. And I mean, same with Carlos too. He was also here. I think were both of them here last year. Kyle, was Will here?
Yeah, they're both here. They're playing on different teams. Carlos played with Toon Squad last year.
That's right. Yeah, Carlos is new. He's not so much a rookie anymore, but he's been getting better every year, every season, and he's back for his second TOC. This is a team that'll turn some heads, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be an exciting group. We'll see. I'm excited to see more of the Seattle versus Seattle matchups in playoffs because the gym was very loud during those moments.
Oh yeah.
I think Logan Detienne is Lo Evelyn.
Yeah.
She was, I forgot what team she was on, but like she made this impressive jumping sliding catch. She pretty much jumped in the air side to side and caught a ball. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I only remember that because I remember taking the picture. But I think she brought a bunch of good people from Seattle and they killed it at Pub Night. So that's all I remember from Pub Night though.
Yeah. I think she played with there was a Lowdown last year. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw her play was last TOC, and I didn't even know who she was at that point, but I was very impressed by her defense and the aggression on defense too. And I noticed a lot of people just unloading ball after ball after ball trying to hit her, and she would do like the Travis Feldman turtle block.
Oh yeah.
And people were just losing balls on her left, right, and center, and then they would win. There was a lot of like actual upsets from the team she was on. I can't remember what team name it was, but largely because of the way she was baiting a lot of throws, and then they just had ball control after that. I don't know anyone else on the team though.
Okay. Do you, Kyle?
Anybody else? Kyle?
No, that's pretty much it for me.
All
All right,
next
let's
team.
move on to Seattle Freeze.
Okay.
All
Go
right,
on.
you seem excited, so go on ahead, son.
I only know two. Okay, on that roster, it's Sam Barry, Jessica Leung, Whitney Pittman, Alvin Santos, Rob Stiles, and Heng Sung. And I'm guessing Jessica Leung is Jess Lee from Boss.
Yes, she is.
Yes. Okay. Wait, what? I am not on that team.
Like the sun.
Like the sun. No, I'm just excited to see Sam Barry play because I played with him at one of the Seattle tournaments, and he has a really good throw, and he's been making a lot of catches too. Actually, he showed up to Cody Burke's tournament, not another dodgeball tournament, and he really liked his style because that was his first time playing this style, and he's just a very enthusiastic guy, and he's a pure gunner. He likes to throw, and he doesn't want to wait for like 5 minutes until the next one. So like when he first time playing this style at Cody's tournament, he's like, "Oh, this style is awesome. It's great. I get to keep on throwing, and like so many balls are coming at me, so I get to go for catches. Like this is awesome." So when he mentioned to him about TOC, he was really excited about it, and I'm kind of like every time I see him, he improves like a lot. Like it's almost ridiculous the amount of improvement he goes through. Yeah, just hearing Sam's name, like I'm just excited to see that team come and play. And Rob, yeah, and Rob Stiles, I played with him on the same team. Like very smart guy, very patient. I haven't seen him play in this style, but the last dodgeball tournament at Seattle that I played, it used the same 8.25 balls, so I think he won't have much of a problem. And I think he did play at TOC last year too. Rob. I think he was on one of the team. I think he was playing for Grunge last year, so I think he knows how to play. Yeah.
So we're getting some echo from Debs.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hear like the echo.
Yeah.
Oh. Fine. Should we turn off something?
I can't hear you.
You guys are good.
Eh?
Do you guys want to add anything else? I only remember seeing Chesley play last TOC too, and like her sweeping game's really good. Like really quick. She goes for covers. She goes for kills too. Like I thought she was a very smart player on the court. All the other rosters on that team, like I don't really know.
Unfortunately, I have nothing to add.
Yeah, I only know Rob on that team.
Okay. Was there anything you want to add about Rob?
Seems like a smart player. He's pretty wily. He doesn't have like a cannon, but he seems like he's, if you were to play dodgeball for a long time, you don't have an arm to rely on. Like you would have to rely on other things to become a factor on the court. And he seems like that type of player to me. Like he's very he fills out the back end. He's not the guy on the front line, but he wins a lot. Like I see a lot of the foamy tournaments or something. A lot of times he's on the team that wins, and I think that's because of the way he plays.
Yeah.
All right.
Kyle, anything? Oh.
No.
All right. Shall we move on to?
Yes, please.
What's
Lots of teams
next?
Toon Squad. Toon Squad.
Let's go. Toon Squad.
Wait, I had a lot to say about the other team. What are you talking about? Mainly Sam, but.
Yeah, so Toon Squad only has 4 people on their waiver right now, but they have like 42 people on their actual roster, it seems, because everyone has played for Toon Squad at some point. So right now we know that Brandon's going to be playing, Melissa, Floyd, and Fom, but it also could include like Chet and Tyson and Ruwan. And a number of others, because like say for instance Carlos played with them last year.
Yeah.
So Toon Squad always has a pretty big talent pool to pull from that they play with normally. So it'll be interesting to see who actually makes the journey up to represent.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Is Brandon the
Ponytail?
The gun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I just remember like everyone at TOC inside DT, like they were talking about, oh, that guy from Seattle, he throws really hard. Watch out for him. And like,
but he throws curveballs now.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Matt.
He wanted to know, so I showed him how to do it.
Oh my god!
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took you years of filming to figure it out. But yeah, anyway, about the roster. Brandon's a really good player. He's also an incredibly solid catcher, and he's incredibly intelligent on the court. He really understands how to use the time, or the shot clock in a way, to maximize getting possession. Melissa is a really good catcher. She plays her role really well in relation to this group. Floyd, if it is the Floyd that we think it is, Sleepy Floyd, he is so sneaky on that court. Great hits, amazing clutch catches, and just overall, you're going to know Floyd's playing when he plays.
Yeah.
Fom, go ahead.
Oh my god.
No,
We don't have time for this shit.
Mute Gino right now. But yeah, no, he actually is a little bit different. He's a very good counter player. He's a really, really smart player.
He's like the Seattle Dolpho. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a little more attitude. And Fom's a super aggressive player. She really takes that line quickly and leads the charge. Like she is absolutely a leader with that team.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of experience too.
Oh, for sure. And I'm gonna totally assume that Chet's coming, because Chet's come every year to the TOC.
Yeah.
Really good throw, great catcher, super happy guy. I always love seeing Chet. It's always a highlight of the weekend when I get to hang out with him for a few seconds and catch up. Really nice dude.
Yeah. Sounds good. Toon Squad, like every time I see them play, like every time I go to Seattle to see them play, like they just improve so much, and I'm just excited to see Floyd coming. Like I think this is his first time coming to TOC, and every time I see him play at Seattle, like he feeds off like making those exciting plays, and he just hypes himself up, and like every time I see him I just yell out Floyd train, and he just goes for these incredible, like stupid big incredible catches at the like most like ridiculous time too. So like that team's like guaranteed to have like exciting moments. Like if,
Melissa too, I think it might be one of the best female players in Seattle from what I've been seeing. And I think she's been getting better every time I see too. So I expect really good things from Melissa as well.
time to Facebook stalk.
Yeah, we'll see if Anthony comes up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was here last year, right?
I don't think he was here last year. I think 2 years ago.
Okay, I can't believe I forget everything.
Yeah, we used to see them all the time, right? When we went down to the foamy more frequently. But yeah, Anthony is a very cool dude as well. Very good player, super clutch. Really is good at the baiting in those throws. Nice job, Sung.
Yeah, no, she's so peaceful. Like, I guess she's one of the best players. Everybody watch out.
But yeah, no, they are going to be an exciting team.
Yeah.
All right. If Toon Squad is listening, please sign your waivers.
All 38 of you.
Yeah, all of you.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. What about Kessel Runners?
They played last year too, right?
Yeah, they're a returning team.
Okay. Do you want to read through the roster, Enzo? I'm still looking for it.
Sure. We got Chase Bublitz, Spencer Dellis, William Fox Lupo, Taylor Green, Oliver Liu, Leslie Liu, I believe that's VDL Leslie Liu, and Katie McGuire. Does anybody have any insight here?
Katie played for a weakling last year, right?
Who? Oh no, that's a different Katie.
Oh, okay, never mind. Wait. Yeah. One of the Katie's from Seattle showed up to Kings and Queen this year. I wonder if that's the same one. Really? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Katie Murphy is pregnant right now.
Oh, okay. Congrats.
Yeah, Paul can't play.
Yeah. Yeah, the player, Leslie, she's really good at sweeping. She constantly moves around on the court, and every time she's the last on the court, I just fear that her signature move, Venus fly trap fly catch, is gonna make multiple catches at once. Yeah.
Yeah, aim wide.
Yes, I know. But other than that, do you guys know
Spencer's a great player. He's the only other one I know on this team, and he's a great player. He doesn't seem like he should be a great player. I don't know if that makes sense or if that's an insult to him, but I was actually very impressed watching him play because it's the first time I met him or saw him play at the last TOC, and he was just killing it. And it was like when we played their team, it was like just get that guy out immediately. That was the team. The team actually told me get this guy out. That was the only team I think we played all tournament where we had a plan, and it was just get that guy out. So watch out for him. Yeah, it's nice and simple, concise.
Yeah,
get him out.
Get Spencer out. Anything you want to say, Kyle?
Yeah, what is it? William Fox Lupo, who I think is Travis Fox Lupo. He's a really good player, very good catcher, kind of owns the line. He's the leader on that team. Taylor Green is a very good catcher. She makes some really big catches at big moments. Oliver, super nice dude, really good, plays a very similar style to T. He's scoring up really nicely. When it came to the last tournament they came up for, he made some pretty big catches for his crew. So you can expect big things, I think, from Oliver as well.
Let's see. Kessel Runners, they played last year, right? Do you know how far they made it?
Definitely better than Dano. I think they beat Dano.
Oh, really? Okay. Because Dano beat at least one team.
Was that some Seattle on Seattle crime?
Yeah, it was, and I think it was Spencer leading the charge past Dano.
Oh, okay.
I do know Taylor as well. I didn't know her by name. Another very experienced player from Seattle.
Okay, so get Spencer out. Watch out for Taylor.
Yeah. I mean, if you know who these players are.
Okay.
Don't
He's Spencer. No, he's Spencer. He's Spencer.
Kyle, was Jaime on this team last season or last TOC?
Jaime was on the lowdown. So he played with. Oh man, I'm trying to remember everyone's names. But yeah, his team was a totally different one. I think he actually played with what is it? Logan. Yeah, with Low. He played with Low.
He must have, if it was Lowdown. All right, that makes sense. For some reason, I thought he was on Kessel Runners.
By the way, I love Jaime. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any on the rosters right now. It's kind of upsetting. I was hoping to hang out with them this weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of these rosters aren't full yet or completed yet. So
Yeah.
there's still a chance.
Jaime, sign your roster.
Sign your waivers.
Yes. Do it.
All right, can we move on?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I have no idea where we are.
I think. Wait, we talked about Swag Me Out, right?
Yeah, we talked about Swag Me Out.
Yeah,
The team.
So
the Seattle teams we haven't talked about yet are Sparkle Motions, The People, Scar Tissue, and Brave Little Throwsters.
Let's go The People, because
Sure.
that's the next one on the list.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
The People right now, the waiver signed include Samwise Fair, Natasha Gregory, Vincent Pham, that little monster, and Michael Shermer.
Yeah.
So what's up? No to know this season? What the hell's going on?
I know. It's very upsetting.
I mean, I don't know.
Kick him out. Kick him out.
Log off, Enzo.
Yeah.
That's not a joke, dude.
Yeah.
Deadly
I'm
serious.
Yeah. Samwise Fair. I remember seeing him playing at TOC last year too. I just don't remember which team he was playing for.
He played a whole
Grunge.
season. He
Grunge.
played a season in SDL or LDL.
Both, actually.
Okay.
Oh, both. Well, there you go. And he's a Seattle guy, so that's kind of rad that he came up here and played a whole season.
Yeah, because he moved to Bellingham, so it turned into like a 30-minute drive for him, not including the border wait.
His nickname is Maple Syrup.
Yeah, Sam's a good catcher.
Yeah, he's a really good catcher.
And Vincent's just the worst.
Yeah.
Just
He's like a little Tasmanian devil. Yeah, he's a high energy player, and I love watching it too.
Yeah.
His knee does way more than he does.
It's true.
Very nice guy. He uses his whole body to like do that like big rotation throw. It generates a lot of power.
Constantly smiling too.
I know he's such a nice guy. I love him. I love playing against him, playing with him. Like I especially love playing like round robin with him because like that's a guaranteed like dicking around fun time.
Yeah, and he is a really good player. Like he plays aggressively. Yeah. Like when he gets into it, he's super smart. He baits those throws to get possession for his team. He's just really super effective in what he does. He's very efficient in his movement and his actions.
Yeah. And Michael Shermer, if I remember correctly, he did come to play for Kings and Queen with you, Kyle, like a year or two ago. Then he also came this year and won it with Trong's team, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he won it with this year because I didn't pay attention to Kings and Queens this year. But yeah, he did play with me 2 years ago, or last year, I should say. And he's played with Dano the last 2 TOCs. Michael is a super awesome guy. Matt and I went down and did a podcast with him and the crew.
All right.
Michael's a very smart guy. Comes up with big catches, big moments. He's a real smart thrower, and he's learned our style very quickly. So this is a group that has a lot of experience with that lower mainland style.
Yes, depending on who else signs up for that.
I'm very interested to see. I really want to know who else is on the team. Like is Bill not on this anywhere?
Bill's been posting in the group, so I assume Bill is somewhere with one of these teams, and I would take a guess that he's playing with the people.
If he doesn't come, if he doesn't come, my heart will be broken. I think he was the biggest like hype man of Seattle, like when he started doing the dun duns, dun duns,
yeah.
Every playoffs.
And also, where's Jimmy?
Jimmy. Okay, I'm not sure.
I don't think he's on this crew.
Did he actually get his passport this year?
He has a passport. He just doesn't have a team.
I still remember that last year. He was so choked at himself.
He didn't have his passport?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be on Grunge.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
And he's messaging Matt and I like the night before TOC. And I'm really hoping it shows up tomorrow. It's like, I don't think it's gonna, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, did we talk about Natasha Gregory? I don't know who that is.
I don't know her by name, but I bet I know who she is.
What? Natasha Gregory.
I need those subtitles now.
Just type everything, guys. Yeah. Should we just move on to the next team then?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go. Scar Tissue.
Scar tissues. Let's go. I only know one person, but Enzo, read out the roster,
Sure.
please.
What we know so far of scar tissue is Jeremy Orb. Oh God. Paul Shearman, Stephanie Schmuck, Missy Takahashi. I got the Asian one, and James Wright.
That's not how you pronounce Takahashi.
Okay, my bad.
Alright.
You didn't even get the Asian one right.
I thought I got it right.
And Stephanie's coming back from ACL surgery because she actually just before TOC last year had to drop out, and that's how Jessica Leung ended up playing with Seattle last year, as they were looking for a replacement, and they connected, and now Stephanie's back. She's been playing a little bit, and she's getting back into the groove.
Oh, good stuff. ACL, that's not fun.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Enzo knows.
Yeah, speaking from experience. All right, can we move on?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it should be mentioned. I think James Wright is one guy on scar tissue. I think he's Alan Thomas's dad. So he just added me on Facebook recently, so I'm not like super familiar with his name, but I'm pretty sure that's the right guy. All right, good. Yeah, it's Alan's dad, and he's probably the only guy in the gym that has gray hair and possibly a gray beard if he's bearding out. But
I have a gray beard.
No, like gray, snow gray.
Okay, fine.
You look at that and you think, oh, okay, I got this guy, and he will mess you up. It's going to be awesome to see people underestimate him just based on gray hair. I got him, no worries. I've seen him do such great stuff. Sung, you might have seen him at the Foamies.
Go on the Facebook stock, James Wright?
Yeah, James Wright.
Okay.
He's been very active in the TOC group.
Which one? Oh, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I recognize him.
Next team, let's go with Brave Little Throwsters. That's Andrea Badger, John Gilbert, Jonathan Johnson, Luke Scholler, Emily Strom, and Danny Sweet. Anybody?
Well, we know Jonathan Johnson from the past 2 TOCs playing with Weaklings. If it is the same person. Matt, can you at least partially confirm that I'm right on that one?
Yeah, I would have said the exact same thing. I cannot confirm nor deny.
Well, if it is the same person.
Yeah, that's the same guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a hell of an arm. Real strong throw. Moves really well in the court. And he really did balance out Weaklings quite nicely last year in terms of playing that counter role after the opening rush. We'll see how the rest of that team plays because I don't know them that well.
Yeah, I'm same.
All right, I'm sorry, but I guess we're gonna move on. I think we are gonna go back to Sparkle Motion.
Sounds good.
Touched on them. We just briefly mentioned their name. The roster is Jason Johnson, Jake Leon Guerrero, Jasenka Lilium. I'm guessing that's Tom. Help with that last name. Musillo? Sadie Olsen, and William Wilkins. I'm so sorry. I'm butchering these last names. I'm used to like 1 syllable last names. They're much easier. Lee. C. Why can't you just be like a Wong? There's like a million of those out there.
Yeah, this is a team I don't think I know very well at all.
I don't know any of these players.
Should we just make things up again?
Well, if by any chance they are listening, please come say hi to us or come say hi to everybody and introduce yourselves. We would love to know you. Come out to the pub night. That's where most of the festivities happen, and Dodgeball is secondary to some of these teams here. So come hang out.
Definitely secondary to Dale.
Just looking at some of their Facebook profiles, they seem like they play a lot of sports. So for a team that you don't know anything about, I don't want to overlook them. I think they probably can play pretty well. Just based only on Facebook creeping.
Well, I mean, at least we can hope that they are nice people. Did we miss anybody? Should we call this a night then?
Just that, there's that the Swarm team. If you didn't cover that in another video.
Sorry, which
the Canadian team from all over.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but go ahead. I don't know about this.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the four that are registered there are Angelica Dale, April Ference, Ian Kopp, and Jasmine Liu. April's actually played a season or two in VDL in Surrey. She moved out here, and she has moved again back out here. She's originally from Edmonton. Ian Kopp, I believe, is playing out of Victoria. And Jasmine played last year with Eric Ceruto's team.
Ian Kopp is actually the president of Dodgeball BC. So they're the 7-inch dodgeball body. So he's the president. He's stationed in Victoria, I believe. But there's that. And then Angelica Dale is actually she goes by the name Chili. She was actually on the Nova Scotia team at Nationals, and that's where I met her. She actually did ball shagging for us. She responded to our open invite for people to shag for us, and yeah, she's actually visiting here for the next little while. So she's actually playing the TOC, which is kind of cool. I don't think she's ever played our format before, but she's actually on a really high level 7-inch team.
Nice.
It sounds like there's a lot of very high level, very athletic people coming. And
yeah, I'm way too out of shape for this.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll find But for all of these out of town teams, if you happen to be listening, we're very happy to have you, and just let us know what you think about our style of dodgeball. Feel free to talk to us. There'll be a little bit of downtime in between games and stuff, so come chat us up. We would like to meet you and get to know you.
Enzo likes hugs.
Yeah,
So
we don't bite except Gina.
it's really hot in that gym, and I sweat a lot. So
really good in there. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. It's been pretty long, so Gino might have to splice this up into 2, but we'll figure it out. Any parting words?
I got one. I should have mentioned this right at the start when we were talking about Old and Beautiful, but Cody would be very upset with me, Cody Vinnish, if I didn't shout him out. I'm just going to tell everyone right now, playing against Cody is like playing against the Terminator. Doesn't matter how much he's injured or how much he's falling apart. He will always keep coming after you. He'll never stop. I just wanted to shout out Cody so that he knows we're thinking about him.
All right. We're thinking about you, Cody. Okay. Are you thinking about him now, though? Now that you mention him? Cool.
Attaboy. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend. We'll see how it goes. And hey, once again, Vancouver is super hot, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, just remember to come have fun, try something new, and I can't stress this enough, but please maintain the spirit of the game. We're here to have a good time. Nobody's getting paid to do this, and please don't chirp anybody. We don't want to have to sit people, and just be a good sport about it. Looking at you, Sung.
No.
All right. Well, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Kyle, for joining us. And we will see you in a few days, I guess, or a week, whatever, 6 days, 5 days. All right. It is time for bed. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us, guys. Much appreciated.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Thank you. Even though you can't hear us, thank you.
Hey. But thanks for hanging out.
The best part is like, it cut to like Enzo's face, and he's just like,